He is the director of the Mines and Geosciences Bureau of the Department of the Environment and Natural Resources of the Philippines, or DENR. He is a mining engineer by profession, having obtained his Bachelor's of Science degree in mining engineering from Adamson University in Manila, Philippines in 1978. Right after he graduated, he joined the Bureau of Mines and Geosciences, BMG. That's what the name of the MGB was before. He came in as a casual mining engineer. Subsequently, he rose the ranks, taking the position of Engineer 3 in 1988, Engineer 4 in 1998, Director 2 or Regional Director in 2002, and Acting Director in 2010. From 1986 to 1988, our speaker served as President of the Bureau's Employee Association at a time that was filled with struggles and challenges. He takes particular pride in having helped this association become what is now one of the oldest and largest and most active employee associations within the DNR. From 1995 to 1997, he was officer in charge of the planning and management staff of the then Bureau of Mines and Geosciences. From 1997 to 2010, he was officer in charge of the Mining Tenements Management Division of the MGB. In 2010, he became assistant director, and in September of that year, was appointed acting director of the MGB, a position that he continues to hold up to this date. As an engineer of the Bureau, our guest speaker has specialized in mine feasibility evaluation, mining policy study and development, and enforcement. Since 1992, our speaker has been a member of the faculty of the Department of Mining, Geology, and Ceramics Engineering at Adamson University, his alma mater. He teaches economics of mining and mining laws, among other subjects. Ladies and gentlemen, to speak on the topic, the Philippine mining industry, status and policy direction, please put your hands together and join me give a warm welcome to my friend, the Director of the Mines and Geosciences Bureau, Mr. Leo Jasareno.
Colleagues in the Philippine minerals industry, the organizers of this very relevant forum, distinguished guests, friends, students, may mga estudyante ako doon. Ito kayo. Magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat. The Mines and Geosciences Bureau of the Department of Environment and Natural Resources is thankful of this opportunity to report to you the status of and policy direction for the Philippine minerals industry. It is public knowledge that government is about to issue the mining policy of the administration. It is obvious then that this presentation would not be about the forthcoming mining policy. When the organizers asked me sometime in early May to present the mining policy, I readily accepted it, thinking that by mid-June of this year, such mining policy would have been issued. This did not happen, of course. So the closest that I can come is to present the focus areas and possibilities from where the mining policy is likely to emanate. It is best, however, that we start with refreshing where we are now. There is now a total of 776 exploration permits, mineral production sharing agreements, financial or technical assistance agreements, industrial sand and gravel permits, mineral processing permits, and mining lease contracts. This is our universe in terms of mining tenements of the entire country. These cover a total area of 1.04 hectares, 1.04 million hectares, or about 3.5% of the country's total land area. Most of these mining tenements are in exploration stage. Please note also that these do not include the mining permits issued by the provincial governors and city mayors, which number more than that mining tenements issued by the national government. These do not also include the joint operating agreements being issued by the Philippine Mining Development Corporation, a corporate arm of the Department of Environment and Natural Resources. As a consequence of the use it or lose it policy or cleansing implemented by the DNR starting in 2010, the pending mining applications in the entire country now number 1,384 as of May 2012. This is down from about 2,800 mining applications prior to the cleansing process. Of the 1,384, however, 519 have pending motions for reconsiderations and appeals that are now being evaluated by the MGB after these applications were denied as a result of the use it or lose it policy. On the other hand, out of the 776 mining contracts and permits, there are only 33 operating metallic mines comprised of 3 copper mines with gold and silver, 1 copper mine with gold, silver, and zinc, 6 gold mines with silver, 3 chromite mines, 1 magnetite mine, and 19 nickel mines. The 32nd and 33rd mines were those of Sino Steel HY and Greenstone in Dinagat Islands and Surigao del Norte respectively, which first shipment took place during the last quarter of this year. This is in addition to 1 nickel processing plant, that of Taganito, 1 copper processing plant, that's Pasar, and thousands of sand and gravel and other non-metallic operations. Plus 55 operating non-metallic mines, including cement quarries. There are at least 7 projects in the development or advanced exploration stage. The Far Southeast Copper Gold Project of Lipanto and Goldfield in Bangkayan, Benguet. The Buyungan Bayogo Project of Philex in Surigao del Norte, and the Didipio Copper Project of Oceana Gold in Nueva Vizcaya and Quirino. We also have the Runruno Copper Project of FCF in Nueva Vizcaya, the King Copper Project of Nadicor in Compostela Valley, of course, the Tampakan Copper Project of Sagittarius Extrata in South Cotabato, Sultan Kudarat and Davao del Sur, the Sumitomo HPAL project of Taganito in Surigao del Norte. Other noteworthy projects include the Ginawang Copper Project of Crescent in Mangkayan, that's near Lipanto, the Strong-Built Magnetite Sand Project in Leyte, and the Santa Cruz Nickel Project of Filipinas Mining in Santa Cruz, Zambales. We also have the Sibutad Gold Copper Project of Philex in Zamboanga del Norte, the Isulan Mining Project of GRCO, a partly Korean mine in Sultan Kudarat, the Borobo Placer Gold Project of Phi Gold in Surigao del Sur, and the Tibuli Gold Project of Tribal Mining in Tibuli, South Cotabato. The Philippine minerals industry performed relatively well in 2011 in terms of production values, with an increase of 9% as compared with the 2010 production values. Clearly, nickel is the star of the show with its 82% increase. We make no mistake that the figure on gold, with its minus 10%, is fiction. This is attributed to the black market and smuggling after the central bank started collecting excise tax and withholding tax from small-scale miners and traders in the last quarter of 2011. The non-metallic minerals, however, have been very consistent in posting annual increases. It is important to note that the production values of these commodities are directly in proportion to the behavior of the construction industry of the country. With increased activity in the nickel sector and new nickel mines, the Philippines is now second in a tie with Indonesia in global nickel ore production. This is based on the recent report of the United States Geological Survey. The country ranked fourth in 2009 and third in 2010 in nickel mine production. But the country is no longer in the top 10 gold producers of the world, nor in the top 10 copper gold producers in the world. Investment was also a different story. Foreign and domestic investments in mining dropped to $618.5 million last year from $956 million in 2010. This level of investment in 2011 was 57% short of the projected target of $1.4 billion for that year. And so, if we refer to the major economic indicators, we will find that the industry's contribution to the gross domestic product has remained almost the same, from 0.9% in 2007. It is almost in the same level in 2011 at 1% contribution to GDP. The figures for export share and employment contribution are not as bad, but they also have a lot of room for improvement. Where are we now in permitting? On the permitting front, the DNR is still maintaining the moratorium on the acceptance and approval of mining applications except for sand and gravel, mineral processing permits, and renewal of exploration permits. We are still in the moratorium in the issuance of environmental compliance certificates or ECCs, except ECCs for sand and gravel permits. And very recently, the DNR is also in the moratorium mode in the issuance of tree cutting permits. The challenges. To this presentation, there is just one challenge that the minerals industry is facing. Everything boils down to the anti-mining sentiments. It is the anti-mining sentiment that is bringing us down. The anti-mining sentiments in the country are being nourished by at least 6 formidable sources. The lack of information, because it appears like we are not really informing. Propaganda by advocacy groups, politics, the lack of benefits from mining as perceived by many, current violations and malpractices by some mining groups, and the legacy mines or the abandoned mines. We have about 22 abandoned mines in the country where the government is now spending with people's money so that these abandoned mines can be rehabilitated and stop posing a threat to the environment and to the people. The anti-mining sentiment is hurting the Philippine minerals industry. For instance, we are seeing resolutions and ordinances against mining being issued by an increasing number of local government units. As we speak, we now have 14 provinces in the list out of 80 provinces who have issued ordinances and resolutions against mining. So you have Leyte, Romblon, two Zamboangas, Marinduque, Bukidnon, down the line up to Negros Occidental. And that list is increasing. And this is worse. More and more local government units are going to Congress seeking for a more permanent way of banning mining. We now have 6 provinces and 2 cities asking for a law to ban mining in their respective territories. So you have Catanduanes, Sorsogon, Romblon, and 3 other provinces plus Cagayan de Oro and Davao City. And the list is also getting longer. We should also note that anti-mining sentiments translate into more and more regulations by government. The list of requirements is getting longer, reflecting the reaction of government every time there is a complaint against mining. And more complaints are coming out. We are more particularly concerned with the filing of petitions for writ of kalikasan and Temporary Environmental Protection Order or TEPO. 3 petitions have been filed so far, with the last one just recently filed by a group of legislators led by Senator Pimentel. So you have the first petition for writ of kalikasan against the Surigao mines, led by Taganito. Then we have the petition for writ of kalikasan filed against all mining operations in the Zamboanga Peninsula. And then the most recent one is the petition for writ of kalikasan filed against an FTEA granted by the Philippine government to a company named Altamina Exploration and Resources Incorporated. Plus a TEPO issued by a regional trial court in Surigao del Sur against a nickel mine named Mark Ventures. So what lies ahead for the industry? The mining policy will be crucial because it is supposed to address all the issues and concerns on mining and ensure that the development and use of the country's mineral resources